All right, everybody. As we all know by now, Saturday night, Michigan and Michigan State renewed an old rivalry, and it was the Wolverines able to bring Paul Bunyan back to Ann Arbor with a 31-20 win. The Spartans with a backdoor cover in the last seconds with that touchdown pass. And Michigan, they were given a lot of opportunities in that game by a lot of miscues from Michigan State, either justified or not. That offsides penalty was very questionable. I will give you that on that play that caused the fumble by Underwood, that may have changed the momentum for the Spartans. But the Spartans had a lot of self-inflicted wounds themselves. They didn't look sharp. Aiden Childs didn't look sharp. It just was a weird game. I didn't think Bryce Underwood played all that great. He did have that touchdown run, but for some reason, I honestly think they're keeping the training wheels on Michigan, on that offense, and it's evident. So I don't know what kind of a feeling I get out of that game. Yeah, Michigan won. It's great for bragging rights as a Michigan fan, as we've got another one over that we can hold over the head of the Spartans, but I don't know. It just doesn't. It just, as a Monday after a Michigan game, it just doesn't feel like Michigan's that much superior than Michigan State. And I don't know. That's not a good thing. Now, if you listen to the prognosticators, Michigan's got an opportunity to run the table, which I think they do. And all of a sudden, coming in the end of the year, they're going to be playing Ohio State with 2 losses. Ohio State will be ranked number 1 in the country unless they fall on their face somewhere, which I don't see. And as crazy as it sounds, should Michigan pull off another upset, they'll have an opportunity to potentially go to the college football playoff. I don't see it happening. They play like they did Saturday, they're going to get absolutely trucked at home by Ohio State. And so I don't know. It's wishful thinking. I'm not going there. I'm not even going to entertain that thought. They've got to win out first before they get to Ohio State. And honestly, they didn't really show me a whole lot in that game. So that tells you a lot about Michigan State, where they're at right now. And, obviously the word out on the street, or everybody in East Lansing, you listen to the sports talk shows, they wanted it to happen before the game last Saturday night. Now it's echoing even louder. Is there going to be a coaching change? If there is, when is it going to be? I know a lot of folks want him gone today, that being Jonathan Smith. They see no direction. They see no future at Michigan State with him at the helm. It's just not a very good situation right now in East Lansing. It reminds me of a lot of the early 80s with Muddy Waters, and then the late 90s, mid to late 90s with what was going on with before, actually in the early 2000s, before Mark D'Antonio got here. It's a dark day right now for Spartan football. I don't see another win on their schedule right now. And so will a change even benefit that? And the other thing that you want to keep in mind now with Michigan State, along with a lot of other college football programs in the country, is with the way it is now with the transfer portal and the potential to earn money and this and that, and the pro prospects of some of these players, when are you going to start seeing some of these big name players opting out for the rest of the year, the way they do in the bowl games? A guy like Nick Marsh at Michigan State, their season's lost. I mean, when does that start happening? And so that's an ugly thing that happens in college sports now. And I'm wondering when that's going to start rearing his ugly head. So we'll keep an eye on that. But right now, the coaching change watch is on in East Lansing. That's the big topic here. They've got a game coming up against Minnesota on the road. And we all know it's hit or miss with Michigan State. After the Michigan game, sometimes they come up very flat after that game, win or lose. So I'm not sure about that one. Speaking of college football, we'll keep it right there real quick. LSU, wow. Brian Kelly's out at LSU. Him and his $50 million buyout. They want him gone. They got their wish. That was the donors. Apparently, what was the story is that he was told he had to fire his offensive coordinator, and he said no. And then pretty much they said, all right, then you're done. Although I think there was a lot of donors that wanted him out. So they got their wish. So Brian Kelly now is out at LSU with his $50 million buyout. These buyouts and this money that's just being thrown around, it's crazy. I mean, these colleges are playing with money like it's monopoly money. It's just mind-boggling. $130 to $150 million right now from coaches getting fired mid-season is being paid out in guaranteed money. So these coaches, you don't feel sorry for them. They're not going to be broke by any stretch, getting anywhere from 1.7 million up to over 50 million for Brian Kelly and right around 50 million for James Franklin. Those aren't even the most ever given out. We remember what Jimbo Fisher did at Texas A&M, and he got a $75 million buyout. Now, Texas A&M isn't showing any worse for wear right now. They're one of the top teams in the country. But this buyout money is just absolutely insane. And that really, right now, I think is one of the main stumbling blocks at Michigan State. $33 million they'd have to pay Jonathan Smith if they got rid of him. So do you really want to pay that? Do the athletic facility, do the programs really want to pay that? Can they afford it? Who knows?